Okay, hello everyone. Today's lectures is a continuation of the yesterday's lectures. Yesterday we have done some basic of differential amplifier, and we have tried to use a very inconvenient technique to find out the voltage gain. Today we are going to use another technique, the half circuit technique. And this technique is going to be much more convenient. So I'm going to erase this part and free up some space. And this is what we have done yesterday. So yesterday we are basing on this small signal diagram. And today we are going to talk about half circuit method. Half circuit method. So what it is, suppose you have a differential amplifier. The voltage supply is VCC, and you have a collector resistance here. And you have a transistor here. We turn this input V1 and V2, and we are now only focused on, we are focusing on the small signal. So I just use small letter. And you have a current source here. The current source is supposed to be I. And the voltage source, the voltage supply here should be minus VCC. Okay, so this is the circuit that we use. And do not forget that the transistor BJT here, Q1, and the BJT here, Q2, they are exactly identical. So assumption, Q1 and Q2 are identical. And we are going to use the technique, so-called half circuit technique. This means we are going to chop this circuit, divide this circuit into two halves, the left half and the right half. So before doing this, let's do it safely, yeah? We have a current source here. The current source, I, is a source of current for both branches. Both branches are identical. They are mirroring with each other. So in order to be able to divide the circuit, what we can do is we divide the current source first. Right now we have an I. So how about this? We divide the current source into two halves. Say we have shown the current source here is I divided by 2. And we can do this, I divided by 2. So our job is almost done. it's not the negative supply should be VCC minus VCC. And this one, it is so-called virtual ground. Why it is called virtual ground? Stay on the call. By the way. Yeah, I need to log into this. Otherwise, you. I need to. Log into this lecture. Otherwise, it will log me out. Okay. So I'm now in the call. So what we can do is, first of all, basing on the previous assumption, the current source is an ideal current source. Ideal current source is the impedance, the resistance of the ideal current source should be infinity. So this one is treated as virtual ground. And now I have already told you, we are going to focus on half circuit technique. This means these two circuits can be cut into half. And this one is considered as open circuit. So you can forget about one of the branch, left or right. So this is what we have to record. And do not forget that VCC here is the independent supply voltage. It is also a virtual, it's a ground, AC ground. So the circuit is much easier to analyze. And we know that there is a current here, IC1. And the next thing that you are going to do is to replace the input and output. The input voltage is treated as VD. VD or VD. And then the output is Vout. VD means the differential input voltage. So by direct observation here, the voltage gain Vout over VD, it is equal to what? Is equal to GM C minus. So this is all. This is the so-called voltage gain. So this is so you don't don't even need to do anything. And what is VO? VO is output, VO1 and VO2. And what is input? V1 minus V2. And from here, the answer should be, so this is so-called differential voltage gain. So the method here is much easier to use. Now, before stepping into another episode, I'm going to give you another example. Now, suppose you have another differential amplifier. The differential amplifier is like that. So I'm now going to use this as a class exercise. I need to pick some volunteer now. Now, how about that? Yeah, most convenient one. Could you solve this problem? Yeah. So what is the first step?
So the first step is that we transform the two resistor here into the pi model.
Yeah, you can do that, but not necessary. Remember the rule. First, we are going to assume this current source as an ideal current source. So what is the characteristic of the ideal current source?
The ideal current source has infinite impedance.
Yeah. So here we can just, in AC analysis, this one is open circuit. Okay? Now, actually, before doing this, you have to separate this current source into two first. You have two current add together. So this is the first thing. Yes, and the next step, yeah, my opinion, according to my opinion, is to cut this into half because we are focusing on half circuit technique. Yeah, continue. And so this is the next step, and we are now treating this source as an ideal current source. So here it will be
Open circuit.
And here will be virtual ground. Yeah. Virtual ground. This one. Virtual ground. Yeah, because the current going in to here, right, all the way down upward, which is virtual ground. Okay? So now you have one individual circuit. And in AC, this one is AC ground. Okay? VCC is the independent voltage. Okay? So you can forget about the branch on the right. So what is the next step?
So
the next step is originally our circuit is like this: VO1 and V1. We are going to transform it. This one is going to be VT. And this one is going to be VO. VD means V1 minus V2. Okay? Now continue. Yeah, if you put the circuit like this, what is the voltage gain? Do you remember what you have done? Now this is totally opposite. Okay, that's good enough. This is the approximation. What if I want it to be more accurate? Yeah, we can use T model to do it. Now let me tell you here. T model. Yeah, just replace the T model. Yeah, replace it with T model. One over GM. And current source, IC. Opposite. You have to go down. IC. Yeah. So we can calculate the voltage gain. You can use the upper charge resistance, which is RC. But the lower charge resistance is what? These two add together, yeah? So change it. 1 over GM. No. RC divided by this much resistance. Minus RC. Cos IE. Yeah. No. Enough. It's done. Okay? So you can simplify this circuit, see what you can get. Simplify it. You don't really need to do any simplification, to be honest with you. This is already enough. Okay, thank you very much. What if the transistor itself? Now, this is the transistor. Right? Just a minute. We don't have enough manpower. Okay? So, this is the transistor, yeah? What if you have some early effect? So what you would do to solve this early effect? First of all, you need to simplify this R0 1. You know how to simplify it?
Combining them with two parallel.
Yeah. Then you just do it straight away. Yeah. Combining in parallel. How? No, you can't do that. You have a current source here. Do you remember what we have done in the class? Yeah, this select here doesn't have to join here all the time. You can join it here. Yeah, this is the trick that I told you in the class. But if you do that, RO not 1, yeah, will be equal to GM and then the tail resistance, RE. So now could you just continue? No, you're not doing the right thing. Then it just continue. I tell you, let me give you some tips. This is the virtual ground. Yeah, this point is the common. Yeah? This one is connected to resistor and then to ground. And this one is connected to another resistor to ground. So literally, RC and this one is in parallel. You can do your own simplification for this circuit. No, you have two resistors in parallel, RC and this one. What would you do? Correct. And then the bottom. The bottom is represent these two resistors. Yeah. No, you have written here 1 over GM. What do you? Yeah. Do not forget, you have a minus sign. You almost miss it. And this expression is wrong. This one. This one is right. Okay, thank you. So this means no matter how difficult the circuit is. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. You can just use this technique to resolve it. And it doesn't matter whether it has early effect or not. The is very simple. Now, this circuit is quite complicated. Yeah, I'm going to redraw this circuit to you and let you know what you have done. So this is the circuit that you have solved. So is it clear now? You have solved this problem. You inject voltage and then what is VT? VT is equal to VE, V1 minus V2, differential input. And you manage to find the voltage gain. And V out here is VO1 minus VO2. What is VO1, VO2? This is VO1 and this is VO2. So you have used the so-called half-circuit technique and we solved the problem quite complicated. And both transistors has the early effect and also circuit gain. Now, basically, you have already mastered how to handle differential gain. But as I told you, right, we have a few issues to deal with. Differential gain is one. But what about common mode gain? common mode gain. Yeah, not common gain, common mode gain. Yeah, so yeah, you need this much capture. So we are now going to focus on common mode gain. Again, I've shown Q1 and Q2 are almost identical. So we are going to revert our assumption. We are now dealing with common mode, so almost identical. And the current source here is almost ideal. You know why we are now dealing with something else? We are dealing with another topic, common mode. So let's write down common mode. We still need to use half circle model, but we are dealing with common mode. Common mode operation. So it is something different. Remember what we have done yesterday. I know some of you guys are not here. That's okay. Now, what I had done yesterday was I told you what the exact input is. The input to a differential amplifier have V1 and V2. V1 is equals to Vd divided by 2. And here you have V minus Vd divided by 2. And they are commonly laid together. And it's not finished. And then you have another voltage gain, voltage source here, called common mode source. So this is the actual scenario of the input structure. The total input is a combination of two voltage. One is differential input, and the other is common mode. So you have two inputs, and yeah, I'm going to use the handwriting is not large enough. The in is Vd plus VCM. Now if VCM is common mode, so Vd is equal to V1 minus V2. And VCM is known as common mode voltage input. So V2 over 2. So this is our definition. Now our job is to find out the common mode gain. So to do that, we let Vd be 0. Yeah. So this is the first thing. Let Vd is 0. This means V1 is exactly the same as V2. So now both voltages are the same. But Vd is 0, right? We have a voltage here, Vd divided by 2. So it's 0. No voltage at all. And we have VD minus VD divided by 2, but VD is 0. So this is the so-called common mode. Common mode scenario. You are supplying one voltage to two source, to two branches. Now, I have also told you why this circuit can be cut into two halves. Before doing this, let me just explain to you. There is some problem because we have a assumption here. I is not ideal. I is not ideal. An ideal current source should have what? Hello? What is the ideal current source?
The ideal current source is the current source that has infinity.
Yes. But what is not ideal? The impedance is finite, not infinity. It's finite. Yes, it's not infinity large. Yes, some number.
It's a very large number.
No, yeah, maybe large, maybe not large, even. When I say so, not ideal. It may not be ideal. It may not be. So this means here, from here to here is conducting. Right? So, well, do you know how to make up a current source? Yeah, maybe I should tell you. Normally, current source is done by current neuron. And those who have attended the lectures yesterday know what it is. So this is the current neuron. And then it has another. Let me see. Yeah, you can still read it. So this is the way how we construct the current source. We use the current neuron. Current neuron have it has a function. It copies the current from this branch into here. So if this one is I, then this one is also I. But now going back here, the current source is not ideal. This means it's conducting. So there is some resistance here. There must be some resistance here that lead to leakage of current. Yeah. This means this one is conducting. Conducting means the current is not zero. There's a current here. And what is the possibility? Could you tell me what is the possibility? Why if we end up with resistance? And what kind of resistance that would be here? What is the possibility? What is the possible scenario where we have a finite resistance here?
Because the current source is not ideal.
Not ideal, but in what scenario? Then this transistor is attached to the resistance. Early effect, in early effect, we assume there's a resistance here. I don't know. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. This means the transistor from C to E is not infinity. Yeah, you can still measure some current here. Current is not zero. So we are not basing on this assumption. Now, first of all, common mode. What happened? In what situation you have common mode problem? What is common mode? Now I tell you we have a common mode source. What is the possibility of common mode loss? Common mode source. Common mode normally refers to noise. The environmental noise normally it will affect input 1 and input 2 together. Or electromagnetic interference. In this case, it will affect V1 and V2 together. So this is so-called common mode. It affects both input together. So it is an input applicable to V1 and V2. So this is the so-called common mode. But now, what happened? Right? Normally, the differential amplifier has the power. It will cancel off the common mode. Because right now, the differential input is V1 or V2. But even with noise here, we have V1 plus Vm half minus V2 plus Vcm half. Actually, not half is one. So we have say this Vm is noise. So eventually, it cancel off each other. This expression minus this expression, you exactly end up with the same thing. So this is why we need the differential amplifier. But now when you have a common mode, so in what situation where we cannot end up with this expression? We are in what situation we are affected by the common mode. The common mode will be that. Common mode means noise. Yeah. In what situation the circuit will be affected by the noise? Originally, the circuit is designed to be immune against the common mode noise. But now, your circuit is affected by the noise, negatively affected by the noise. Why? Why will it happen like this? Originally, why we get based on this assumption, the input is just V1 minus V2. But now when the input is not V1 minus V2, because the noise can get into the circuit, and the noise is amplified. So we are literally not having a very, very poor performing differential amplifier. If you inject noise in, and then the noise will get amplified. In the old days, we don't have the so-called differential amplifier. Like those radio from your grandfather, is really noisy. The reason is they are using single-ended. They don't use this differential topology. Now we are using differential topology. The noise will be cancelled out. But in what situation the noise is not cancelled? Again, any input? Yeah, one situation. The left transistor is not exactly equal to the two. Q2. Q1 is not exactly matched to Q2. This means if you have IC1 here, and you have IC2 here, IC1 is not equal to IC2. Why? Because your transistor is wrong transistor. You may use one new transistor here, but the other transistor is a new model, or you just use the same model, but old transistor, overheated. So if the transistor is non-ideal, then you have some natural imbalance here. The DC current collector, the DC collector current for the left branch and the DC collector current for the right branch are not the same. That's why you cause this problem. It's an imbalance problem that caused this problem. So now you know what do you mean. If it is not balanced, then do you agree that the current going in here, originally you have IC1 equals to minus IC2. But now if it is imbalance here, this means this current IC1 and this current IC2 is not the same. So do you agree that if this current two are not the same, some of the current has make the way to go through here. Some of the current I say leakage current. Leakage current. Some of the current has gone into the transistor. So whenever you have imbalance, some of the leakage current definitely will go through here. So there's a way how we analyze the circuit. The current source is not ideal. That's why we are imbalanced. So in which pathway will end up with a current flow for this leakage current? I don't know. I don't know if it's the only bridge that allows this current to go through. Okay? Is it clear now? So you cannot have this. You cannot have this bonus now. So now the situation is the circuit is imbalanced. We end up with non-equal. And this is the biasing current. Biasing current for left ground and the biasing current for the right ground are not exactly equal. That's why we end up with this problem. So how are we going to solve it? Now first of all, we isolate the problem. We know why the current source is constructed in this way. First of all, we just clean up here first. We are not learning anything, so-called current mirror, and we are going to clean up here. And we are going to use half-circle technique to resolve this problem. And the current source here is RO. So you have a current source and RO. So before splitting this circuit into half, what would you do? Hello, it's still here. Now this one, you getting it? Yeah, I am asking you. Before splitting this circuit, what would you do to resolve this circuit? The next step is to split these two circuits into half. You are not attentive enough. And you? Do you have any idea? Yeah, remember in the differential mode, you split this into two. But now, what would you do? Now, how about this? You split this into two. The resistor here, I don't know. If you split it into two, you know what? You know how to do parallel. Right? You can do this. Two, I don't know. And then two, I don't know. Yeah. And then we just make a mirror of this. This one, we go here. Yeah, by the way, you don't need that because you are now actually you are going to use half circuit. We are going to resolve this circuit in AC in small signal. Originally, you have a current source here, but now a current source is literally we are now assuming right? The current source is the combination of an ideal current source together with the early resistance. But current source in small signal is what? Open circuit. Am I right? Yeah, we treat the current source, independent current source as open circuit. And we treat the independent voltage source as short circuit. So this is the rule tapping analysis. So this one is the current source. But no matter how I deal with this, it's open circuit. So you allow, you manage to speed this circuit. We are now ready to speed this circuit because you have already done some arrangement. So we are going to split this in two halves, okay? And we are now dealing with small signal. The supply at the top is VCC. VCC is the independent voltage source, so it is a AC ground. So AC ground. And we have two independent circuits. And the input, yeah, look, take a look here. The input is applying to two circuits, two identical circuits, right? Can you see where the input is supplying current to two identical circuits? So you can just separate this. And you can just do this to make your life easy. Okay? So now you are almost done now. It's much clearer than before. So you have two separated circuits. It's much easier for you to calculate. And now the circuit is exactly identical. Why have two? Why you need to analyze the circuit twice? We just remove the left one or the right one. I think the right one is to be removed. So it's much easier now. And according to my analysis, VD is 0. And we are VL, but we have shown that the VL is VL. So so what we have here is according to the circuit, but we don't need to replace the text. We just do it right away. VO1 divided by VCM. And I want you to be a volunteer this time. Just get the circuit gain here. I want to know VO1 divided by VCM. Yeah, calculate this. Remember, yeah, the circuit is brand new. Remember what you did in the last circuit. Now, why don't you just replace this? Yeah, you can do that. Why don't you just replace this with T model? Yeah, you can do that. You're doing the right thing. 1/GM. I see. And maybe this time we play with early effect. Yeah, correct. And no. You cannot use actually this as I don't know. You have to adjust bracket 1 plus GM and times all the resistance. All the resistance. Correct. Yeah. Now it's correct now. Yeah. Could you just enlarge the handwriting? Enlarge the handwriting because I'm now recording the video. Okay, good. You're doing the right thing. Yeah, continue. All the resistance. Add together. Yeah, this one as well. Add that. Previous. So in exam, if you can write up this, if you can come up with this formula, you get a full score. Even though the answer may be wrong. If the formula is right, you definitely get a full score. Okay, thank you. So now, normally, in the exam, they will ask you for the single-ended common mode gain. So this is the answer. Single-ended common mode gain, this is the answer. You don't need to do any more things. This is the answer. The output single end, this means you only need to clear the one output divided by the common mode. The common mode means V1 minus V2 divided by 2. Okay, now we have already achieved something. What we have done. We managed to find the differential gain. And we managed to find common mode gain. We are almost there. We are almost there. Yeah, let's keep this circuit. Let's keep this circuit. Now you're doing the right thing, and this is the formula. That and those students who are absent today will need to be learned. There is no other way. Now, We have already done that. The next thing that we are going to do, I'm not going to teach you a common mode rejection ratio. Common mode rejection ratio is very easy. The common mode gain divided by the differential gain, that's all. But today we are going to calculate the input impedance, input resistance, output resistance. So let's do it. Let's start the common mode first. I want to know the input resistance for the common mode. Now, I told you, for the time being, just write down the formula here. We use VACM to represent common mode, just like what you have done. C, and then in parallel with analog 1 plus CM. So this is the formula, and now what we are going to do. Now I want to recall what we have done. Yeah, this is just a half circuit. I want to know the input impedance, the input resistance, and do not forget that originally you have a full circuit. I'm now trying to mirror what you have done. Yeah, we have got the same circuit. Yeah, do not forget that originally the common mode input will affect both input V1 and V2. This means each one here will have a circuit connected to here. So the next question that I have is, what is the input resistance for common mode operation? Now, can you tell me the resistance for this part? For this half? Now, I can do it. I can do it. You have the current going in, like this. The resistance going in should be equal to R in, I will call this 1. R in 1 is equal to V1 divided by IP. Am I right? The voltage divided by the current. This is enough to be a resistance. Yeah? And according to here, so how can we calculate this? It's complicated, but it's easy. You have this much resistance here. And the current here is based on IC. Yeah, so what you need to do is to sum all this resistance together. And then, how about here? Our E, and here, 2, I don't know. Okay? We sum all of them together. But that's not enough. Because you are now dealing with IB. So what you need to do is, just multiply by beta. So this is your resistance. So this is the resistance for only half round. Now I'm going to ask you, what is the resistance for the whole circuit? The input resistance for the whole circuit. Could you answer me? That this half, the half on the right is exactly identical with the half on the left. And now I've already got the input resistance for the left. Can you tell me the total input resistance?
Is the two resistance of the two halves add together.
Add together, why? Parallel. Yeah, because the VCM is powering V1 and V2 together in parallel. The left has this much resistance. The right also has this much resistance. Well, if they are in parallel, what should we do? When you have two resistors together, Rx and Rx, when you are connected together, what is the resistance?
The two resistance multiply together over.
No, when you have two together, they are parallel. What is the resistance of this structure? Huh?
The multiplication over some.
Multiplication? Have you done any parallel circuit before?
Yeah.
It's hard. You agree, huh?
Yeah.
So now, what is our linear?
Half of I1.
Half of this one. So that's all. That's all. So if you are asked to calculate the input impedance for this circuit, this is what you are going to get. So we have learned another thing for common mode. And if you have learned input resistance, can we also calculate the output resistance? I think in this case, we need to have some definition. Yeah, you know what output resistance? What is the output? The output is, the output is equal to VO1 minus VO2. Right? This means this this case. They are now common mode. So you are having the circuit exactly identical. Exactly identical. The input is identical. The output is identical. Okay? So what do you get for the output if you want this expression?
0.
0. So the output impedance is output resistance. For common mode. Yes. ER, and it doesn't matter what color you have. I see, for example, 0. Yeah? Okay, we have already learned everything about common mode. There's nothing to, there's no more question to ask for common mode now, to be honest. It's almost done. So, yeah. Now, that's the problem of this circuit. Somebody have to attend the class in order to stay. Maybe I can send you an invitation link. And you allow. Could you tell me your email? Could you tell me your email?
17111.
17.
At student.edu.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. One 09.
1711.
An Yung Chung. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I have already sent you a link. Could you attend this? Because if you don't attend, they will automatically close the lectures. So have you already attended? Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's you. Thank you very much. That's all you need. If you don't do this, they will automatically stop the section. Okay, we can continue. Okay, we are almost done now. So we have already done something so complicated for the common mode. Can we use the similar technique to calculate the input resistance for the differential mode? Now, uh, let's go back now where we are now handling differential mode again. Differential mode. Again, we have the same circuit. See? See? Yeah, let's make the circuit simple. Yeah, today is very smooth. So this is the circuit we have. We don't need this. We don't need this. We just use small signal. Now we have already done the differential gain. It is very easy. And now we are now dealing with differential mode. Oh. So we want to know the input resistance. By the way, we need the tail resistance here because this is what we have done just now. So we need the differential mode with input resistance. So before doing this, I'm going to free up some space here. So make sure you have copy everything down. Now this time the current source is ideal. And Q1 and Q2 are identical. Okay, we have this circuit here. And we want to find the input resistance. Now, first of all, right, we have already learned it. You have I here, then we just split this current source into two halves. We do that. I divided by 2, and then I divided by 2. And now the current source for the ideal situation is infinity, the impedance will be infinity. So it's literally open circuit in AC. So before doing this, let's convert this into a small signal diagram. By the way, we need to also connect to the input. We have one input that we in video tools and also here minus VD over 2. So this is the originally expected structure of the input. The input has to have two parts. One is the differential mode, the other is the common mode. Now, remember what we have done first, we need to calculate the input resistance. We need to, first of all, what is the definition of input resistance? Input resistance will be equal to our in, it will be V1 minus V2 divided by the current. What is the current? The input current, right? B, okay? We have the same here, IB. So IB. So this is what we are going to get. Now, do you agree that V1 minus V2 is VD? Right? V1 minus V2 is VT. E. Okay? And now, according to here, according to the circuit here, we need to convert it into AC domain. AC domain. And cut it, and here, the ground will be here, because we are now dealing with differential. So here, open circuit. So this is the circuit that we are dealing with. And we are going to find the E. Yeah, but before doing this, let's don't replace this with any other name. Yeah, let's consider the branch on the left. According to what we can see, we have V in, and what is that? According to here, V1, R in 1 is equal to V1 divided by the current, IB. Here. And what is the input impedance? Can you tell me straight away? The input impedance. Input resistance here. I want to know the input resistance. In one.
V1 over IB.
I know, but I want to have a solution. Do you remember? 1 over GM plus RE, and then no more. Yeah? And do not forget that you have to multiply it by beta. So this is the, do you know where you can use T model to do it? Yeah, I'm going to do it so for you. We replace this with T model. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the sum of these two resistance is here, yeah? And then multiplied by beta, because you allow this current is IC, but you are now dealing with IB. So you have to multiply by beta. So we are almost done. We have already got the impedance for one branch. But then, what is the next? What is the next? Yes, what we can do is that we find out the expression for V1. What is V1? VD divided by 2. So VD correct?
Yes.
So according to here, it is equals to I think it's very clear now. If these two move to the right side, yeah? So can we substitute these two here?
Yes.
So for the differential mode, the input impedance will be scaled by 2. For the common mode, the input impedance will be scaled down by 0.5, half 1/2. Okay, that's almost done now. And another thing is the output impedance. The differential mode, I know many people are interested in this thing. But we can, there's no harm to calculate it. Output impedance. First of all, we think about the definition first. Output is supposed to be VO1 minus VO2, and divided by what? Divided by the output current. The output current is what? IC. There is no other way around. So in this case, do you agree that you can just say VO1 IC and then minus VO2 IC?
Yeah.
Okay, so in this case, we are going to find VO1. VO1 divided by IC is the output resistance of the left branch. And VO2 divided by IC is the output impedance divided by the output impedance of the left, right, divided by, just like this, right? Okay? So, what is the output impedance on the left? Output impedance, do you know how to do it? Do you remember how to do it? What is the impedance? By looking down here. First of all, you need the early effect. Without early effect, you cannot do that. So we have an early effect. Now we are now testing for memory now. So this is the early effect. So how are we going to simplify the circuit?
Our own
Yeah, could you come over here and then demonstrate to the whole class how to do it? So what is the first step? You remember? To simplify this circuit, you have the RO connected to here. So what would you do?
We replace this.
Correct.
From.
And you have to change this value. One. First. No, we straight look at it is 1 times. It's like this, 1 plus GMID. Okay? So now, you have already got the, so in this case, this is the so-called our pound. And what is the total output resistance for the left ground? Will you guys do some calculation here? For the left ground only. Yeah. These two are indeed in parallel. Yeah. Yeah, correct. Correct. In parallel.
Yeah. In RC.
Yeah, RC. In parallel with RC. Correct. Correct. So this is for the left branch. And how about the
minus?
Yeah, or minus the right branch. Yeah, the same. We are going to use the same trick. This one connected to here. So if you are talking about the output impedance, it's the same, 0.
Output is 0.
But if the question asks you to give the output impedance of one branch only, then what is your answer?
1, 0.
No, not 0. Only one branch. Yeah, correct. No, do not divide by 0. I think done.
It's parallel.
Oh, I know. Okay, good. Well done. Well done.
No,
So, yeah, we have already learned everything now today. Today we have already learned everything.
Yeah.
And this will be the what you have learned here is the last, the end of the syllabus. In the examination, if you know everything like this, this is enough. So, do you have any more questions?
No.
Good, that's good. So, if you don't have any question, then this video will be the will be the one for the rest of the class. Can you think of any question just to help the class? Any question to ask? Yeah, in the exam, for this kind of question, they will be, you might be asked for the differential gain, common mode gain, the differential mode input resistance, and the differential mode, so a common mode input resistance. Normally, we don't need to care much about the output resistance. Okay, I think it's well done. So you can see that this type of circuit can offer zero output resistance. This means when you connect the output here, then you can be used to feed other part of the circuit. So this is something all about circuit technique. So if we don't have any problem, then I have to close this video. So if any reader have problem with this video, have any comment regarding these videos, please leave your comments into the comment section. Thank you very much for your attending these lectures. Thank you. Uh, Stop recording.